Tonight on the driving test, a pocket rocket races towards her P's.
Speed eater.
As a mum of 4 tries her luck with a truck. And a schoolboy learns a harsh lesson behind the wheel.
And we were going that fast, he's hanging on to grim death.
Palmerston Driving School is 20 k's out of Darwin. Set up by Glenn, he's now keeping it in the family. Teaching and testing drivers in cars through to 80-tonne rigs. They've got it covered.
It may have started as my business 25 years ago, but now it's a family affair, and we've all got the same goal, to make safe drivers.
Today, Glenn's hitting the road as instructor in one of his trucks with 46-year-old Donna. After working behind an office desk for 22 years, the mum of 4 is ready for action.
I've been working towards a career in fireys, which means I need to get my medium rigid truck licence to be able to drive a fire truck one day, hopefully.
It's Donna's first lesson with Glenn, so this big truck's a big deal.
I have never driven a big truck before, so I was a little bit nervous.
Oops, sorry. Am I going to...
Get going. You're almost off the edge of the picture. That we just had miles away.
If keeping on the road is hard, try changing gears.
Put it in. So, it's just severe.
There was quite a bit of crunching.
Not to mention the odd pedestrian.
Oh, that's reverse.
I actually was trying to put it into reverse and not into second.
If it's not going in, don't bang it harder. Just push it forward more.
With Donna growing in confidence, she's starting to put the pedal to the metal.
Watch your speed. 60. And wide, go wide, go wide, go wide, go wide. Ooh, you missed that curve by millimetres. Watch the curve, watch the curve. Watch the curve.
I had to remind Donna that she's not driving her little sports car.
Come to the end of the road.
Yep.
And we'll get a little bit of a handbrake start.
Donna might be used to driving sports cars, but on the road, the same rules apply. Look out for oncoming traffic.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Thomas is a busy man. He studies, acts, works, and even owns a car. So when it comes to driving, he thinks he has it nailed.
I'm a great driver.
That's what Thomas thinks. As for Mum...
My mother thinks I'm an okay driver, but there is always room for improvement.
Instructor Andrew sides with Mum.
Now you've got to stop those. The lesson before your test and I saved your life. Thomas decided he wanted to do his driving test sooner than I suggested. You were going to go through that, weren't you?
I'm very confident. Even though people say I'm not good, I've actually improved a lot since I started, and today's the day.
Time for Thomas to put his money where his mouth is.
Mr. Thomas, how are you?
Good.
He's paid for his own test and wants to surprise Mum with a win.
Now, your test number is 15493.
The man taking his test is Examiner Mark.
Don't forget, do everything you were taught and breathe, OK?
Thomas has 45 minutes to prove he's as ready as he thinks.
You in the right driving position?
Yep.
When Thomas got in the car with me, he put it into gear, tried to take the handbrake off, and it wasn't working. He seemed to just forget how to take the handbrake off. Even to the point where he used both hands and it still wasn't coming off. After that long, I was going to have to intervene, which would have meant he would have failed before we'd even moved away from the curb. Take a deep breath and remember how to do it.
Let's get this race started.
3 minutes to release the handbrake, and the clock is ticking.
Strategy is to stay focused, make sure I do the techniques correctly, and at all costs avoid mistakes.
At the end of the road, we're going to turn right.
Yeah.
It's me braking because of the car coming.
Yeah.
I had to brake at that point because we were about to pull out straight in front of that car. It is an immediate fail. I'd like you to do for me. Sometimes when they fail, this is a rude awakening for them. They're not as good as they think they were.
But Thomas isn't one to let a negative result get in his way.
I'm doing this again as soon as possible. I need to pass.
Over in Palmerston, Scott is taking the examiner's seat for the next test. In the spotlight is Tilly, who's sick of the daily commute to sports school on her trail bike.
Can't take a hockey stick with me if I'm on the bike.
She wants to trade up to 4 wheels.
I've had enough of it. I just want a car license.
So she's hoping to score a goal with her driving test.
Tilly.
Hello.
Afternoon, how we doing?
Good.
Fast on the sports field, Tilly has to remember to slow down on the road.
I go a bit slower just because of a bit of a blind spot.
Before her test, Tilly warmed up on a practice run with instructor Melissa.
You're a natural.
I feel Tilly is a really good driver. However, when you're a good driver, sometimes you get a little bit complacent and that could let you down.
Okay, this is definitely a tricky spot on your test. Okay, so how fast are you going? 41. Speeding. It's a bad habit of mine.
Test start time is 1:15. Test sheet we're doing is 13994. So once we turn left, that's when we'll be on the test route.
Well, with Tilly, as she first jumped in the car, you could see the nerves there, but she was hiding the nerves quite well.
At the end, turning right.
I tried to look confident, even though I was freaking out a little bit.
Can be a busy road, this road.
Can I go for this car, do you reckon?
I'm not saying nothing.
Drove really good at the start of the test. Right turn, she was rechecking on her turns when turning right. Observations were key. The first manoeuvre, the 3-point turn, she'd done that really well.
All right, at the end, turning left.
Through a quarter of the test easily without any mistakes at all. She's driving really good.
Tilly's decision to appear confident at all times is also paying off with her reverse park.
As we pulled up, she pretty much knew what she had to do. She did miss an observation check before swinging across the road, just making sure there's no one beside her.
20 minutes in and Tilly is only 1 point down.
Alrighty, reverse park is done.
After the reverse park, we continued on, went through a couple more zones, which is really good, until we go into a school zone. She did notice the school zone coming into it, which is really good. After she turned out of the corner, just accelerated a bit too far out. I was like, slow down, slow down. I'm trying to look at the speedo to see how far she's going. And then it got to the point where this is too fast, and then I had to save.
What speed are you doing?
Aware of her mistake, Tilly manages to keep her cool for the remainder of the test.
At the roundabout, we'll turn left, and that will finish the test off.
Although things aren't looking good, Tilly can't be sure of the outcome.
All right, we'll make the car safe. We'll keep the car going. I'll just go through and we'll tell her the score up here before I give you the verdict.
Has Tilly fast-tracked her licence, or is she speeding straight back to the drawing board? "16-year-old Tilly hopes to go home today with some brand new P-plates. But that decision is all down to examiner Scott.
Okay, car control was really good. Decision-making was good. Now, I've only seen a couple of mistakes here. We did miss an observation check when doing a reverse parallel park. We need to do a shoulder check. The main worry is speeding. Now, when I asked you what the speed limit was in the school zone, how fast were you going?
Like 45 or something.
Do you know what that means?
Fail.
Unfortunately, we can't go over 40 at all. Otherwise, you would have got 98%.
Driving that good and then getting back here and then just breaking it to her. It wasn't good, dreading it the whole way back pretty much.
Can you just give me my license?
I
you
wish
know I can drive.
I wish I could.
Just didn't want to hear it. I was just done. I was really excited to drive to hockey tonight, but that's not going to happen.
Not today, love, not today.
Don't speed in school zones.
So when you're ready, we will drive off and turn right, please.
Against instructor Andrew's advice, Thomas is back for another go at his driving test, 3 days after failing his first one.
I'm feeling very confident and hopefully I'll be able to get it. And I can drive where I want, when I want and how I want.
On his first attempt, overconfidence and a lack of practice put the brakes on Thomas passing his test.
It's me braking because of the car coming.
Is this technically a school zone?
No. I'm hoping that he's learnt his lessons from the last test and he brought that confidence down a fraction.
Someone could tell me I'm absolutely stupid what I'm doing, going for my test so quickly, but I wouldn't care because overconfidence rules.
But Mark's putting that confidence to the test.
We're going to stop next to the car here and then we're going to reverse back and park behind it, please.
Yes, no problem.
When Thomas starts with the reverse parallel parking, it starts off quite nicely. But then he got himself confused with his steering and which way the steering wheel was supposed to go, and it all went a bit wrong from there. We got where we want it to be, which is a little bit crooked. Are you finished?
Yes.
The problem was the front of the car was about 1.5 meters away from the curb. I could have got a taxi to the curb. All right, when you're ready, I'd like you to move off again, please.
I was constantly reassuring myself there is still a chance I can pass.
Turn right to the traffic lights.
Yeah. So I was in the left lane. I had to indicate through 2 lanes to get to the other side. The light was still green, so I started accelerating.
And the lights go amber. He should have stopped. He's actually accelerated through the amber light. And we were going that fast. He's hanging on for grim death. Made a decision that he shouldn't have made, and it's over, done. But he's failed for the second time.
When it comes to trucks, Glenn is both instructor and examiner. So, having taken Donna on her lessons, it's now time for her test.
Let's go.
Watch the curb, watch the curb. Watch the curb.
Donna's lessons were touch and go.
Well, you know, that could have ended quite badly.
So Truckee Dad weighs in with some last-minute advice, hoping daughter Donna passes.
Keep your eye on your mirrors, checking all the time. And don't forget, it's a lot longer than your cruise.
Yes, Dad.
So remember when you turn the corners, OK?
Thanks, Dad.
OK.
All right.
She needs her licence to fulfil her dream of becoming a firefighter.
I'm going to be handling big equipment, and this particular truck is maybe a little bit harder than what some of the more modern fire trucks might be. So I reckon if I can drive this and pass in this, then I'll be able to do anything.
In 45 minutes, she'll have her answer.
So the first thing Donna needs to do today is just relax. The main reason people fail is because they can't relax on the driving test.
Show me a hill start.
The hill start is one of the compulsory manoeuvres.
Yes, first.
If she's not able to do a hill start competently, she wouldn't pass the test today.
Cheers. Right.
There's a routine that you need to do on the hill start, and so I just kept that in mind. Okay, I can feel it kind of jumping a little bit. Please don't stall, please don't stall. A big relief to have that executed and done.
At the end of this road, we'll go to the left. Okay, one of the things that Donna possibly could work on a little bit better is she would check for traffic, as you would in a car, but not take into account the blind spots caused by the mirrors. She lost the point there for judgment. The next roundabout, turn right.
As we were driving towards the roundabout, I realised it was where I'd mounted the curb.
That fun roundabout.
There's that little tiny roundabout, yes.
One of the things that Glenn had really stressed to me is that if I mount a curb, it's fail. Still had that at the front of my mind, thinking, you know, I can't do it.
Good.
It was a feeling of relief that I got through that roundabout.
But it's not over yet. Back at base, there's just one more crucial manoeuvre.
Just pull up just something inside, right?
Okay.
And then I'll be getting you reverse in between them cones.
It all comes down to this, the reverse parallel park.
The cones somewhere behind us.
Oh, yeah. You can't see them on that side.
With her entire family watching on,
Oh my God.
Donna starts reversing the truck.
No, I can't see them.
On that side you can see it?
I can see them on the side, yeah.
That's right. You can see one side.
Yeah.
A lot of people would struggle when they look in the mirror, don't know which way to turn the vehicle.
I was conscious that, you know, there was quite a small area to turn into and that I didn't want to hit anything.
How far do you want me to go back?
Just say the front cone, just past the front of the truck there. Okay, just take us forward and we'll park up here in the shade, thanks.
Test over. Is Donna one step closer to being a firefighter, or will her dream go up in smoke?
So, how'd I go?
Donna's test over and her family waiting. She's about to find out if she's passed or failed.
When you came to a couple of intersections and you were doing your checks, remember there's a few extra blind spots in this truck, so did lose those points in those intersections.
Yeah.
How was your start?
I think it was good. Did he roll back?
Didn't roll back, didn't
No.
Yeah, you revved it a little bit, wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
The hill start was good. The first part was good. You passed. It was actually good driving.
The relief to pass, because that's just one thing now that I don't have to think about anymore.
How'd you go?
It felt great to see the kids all excited. It made me feel really good.
Hey, well done. Well done.
I'm ready now more than ever to become a firefighter.
Pretty proud that she's passed the test. She's the best mum ever.
At Andrew's driving school, a familiar face is back for his third test in 8 days.
Good evening, Thomas. How are you?
Good. Today's going to be a pass.
Thomas has his third and hopefully final driving test. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to move off and turn first right, please.
This time round, I am confident, not overconfident, and that should be enough to get me over the line.
We're turning left at the traffic lights.
Okay. Not going to let that happen again.
He's starting to settle down and things are going right for him. So my mind is now saying, well, if keep this up, we should end up with an easy pass.
But don't speak too soon. Thomas is approaching the same junction he failed on his first test.
Sorry, just a bit overcautious today.
He starts to overcompensate for the things that he's got wrong in the first two. It starts to be a little bit overcautious. He was busy, but there was a few gaps which he could have taken, and he didn't.
It's ridiculous.
gap eventually. And as we get towards the shopping centre, there's cars waiting to go in, there's cars waiting to come out, and he started to brake. The look of horror probably on my face when he did it, because we're going to now cause a Mexican standoff. People are going to be going everywhere, and someone's going to get upset with us. Turning left. I think that threw him a little bit, so he started to talk to himself.
Let's get him stressed.
Got heavy breathing, the sighing. And he was getting more and more agitated.
60 or 50.
60. He made a few mistakes. Okay, make the car safe. I got some
safe
stuff to do.
Will Thomas finally get his licence, or is he going to be third time unlucky?
Thomas.
Yes.
Okay, make the car safe. I got some
safe
stuff to do.
17-year-old Thomas's third driving test is complete. Having overcompensated for past mistakes, has he done enough to pass?
Thomas.
Yes.
My biggest issue is because you've not passed the driving test a couple of times already, you went completely the other way and you were overcautious. Yes. To the point where it got very close to being dangerous. And I mean dangerous.
Yeah.
Where you were sitting waiting for traffic and I'm thinking, well, we should be gone by now.
Yeah.
If I'd have actually told you to move, then that would have been an instant fail item for me intervening, wouldn't it? Yeah. Nothing over here. So, unfortunately, I've got to inflict you on the rest of Australia. Congratulations, you passed your driving test. Sign there to say that I've told you that result. And his reaction was phenomenal. We'll give you that.
Yep.
And you can now exit my car, never to be seen again, eh?
Yep.
He jumped out the car, went screaming for his mum.
Mom! Come here!
It's nice to see that someone is that excited. And so he should be. It's taken him 3 goes to get it.
Bloody time!
But he persevered and he got it.
I can now drive by myself.
The mum's taxi is now Tom's taxi. After all these years, it's reversed.
Yeah.
Donna still has a desk job, but maintains a burning desire to be a firefighter. Tilly is back on her bike, but really wants her driving licence. Having passed his test, Thomas is now driving his mum round the bend.